Christmas Eve, 1914. The trenches were a world of ice and misery. Snow lay thick on the ground, the air was bitter, biting at exposed skin. British and German soldiers huddled in their trenches, miles from home. It was a time for peace, for family, but here there was only war. The fighting had been fierce. Each side saw the other as the enemy. Hatred had taken root, fueled by fear and propaganda. Christmas felt a world away. In this frozen wasteland, hope seemed lost. Yet deep within their hearts, the soldiers yearned for home, for peace. As darkness fell on Christmas Eve, something remarkable happened. The cold air was thick with tension, and the soldiers huddled in their trenches, weary from the endless fighting. A German soldier started singing, his voice breaking the silence of the night. His voice, clear and strong, echoed across no man's land, reaching the ears of the British soldiers on the other side. He sang "Stille Nacht, Silent Night," a carol known to both sides. The melody, so familiar, so comforting, drifted into the British trenches, bringing a sense of calm. The British soldiers listened, mesmerized, their hearts touched by the unexpected serenade. Then a lone voice joined in, singing the English words, bridging the gap between enemies. Soon, more voices rose from both sides, creating a harmonious blend of languages and hearts. The carols continued late into the night, a shared moment of peace in a world at war, a brief respite from the chaos. The singing eased the tension, thawed the frozen air and brought warmth to their souls. It was a spark of humanity, a reminder of their shared brotherhood, a fleeting but powerful connection amidst the darkness of war. Christmas morning dawned cold and bright, casting a serene glow over the war-torn landscape. A strange and unexpected sight met the soldiers' eyes as they peered over the trenches. A German soldier with a cautious yet hopeful demeanor emerged from his trench, his hands raised high in a gesture of peace, a silent plea for a moment of humanity amidst the chaos. He called out, "Merry Christmas," in clear, accented English, his voice carrying across the silent battlefield. Hesitantly, a British soldier, heart pounding with uncertainty, climbed out of his trench. He walked towards the German, each step a testament to his bravery and hope for peace, meeting him in the middle of no man's land, a place that had seen so much bloodshed. Soon, more soldiers from both sides joined them. There were handshakes, firm and sincere, smiles that lit up their weary faces, and even hugs as if they were long-lost friends. The hatred and fear evaporated in the morning light. The soldiers exchanged gifts: cigarettes, chocolate, small tokens from home, each item a symbol of their shared humanity. They talked about their families, their homes, and their dreams for the future, their lives before the war, reminiscing about simpler, happier times. They discovered they were not so different, these men who had been enemies just hours before, realizing that they shared the same hopes and fears, the same longing for peace and normalcy in a world turned upside down by war. One British soldier, a barber in civilian life, gave a German soldier a haircut. The simple act of grooming, a moment of normalcy amidst the chaos of war, brought a sense of peace and camaraderie to both men. It was a small gesture, but it spoke volumes about the human spirit. Another pair shared photos of their loved ones. They showed each other pictures of their families, their homes, and their lives before the war. These images were a reminder of what they were fighting for and what they hoped to return to one day. A football appeared, and soon a game was underway in no man's land. The soldiers who had been enemies just hours before now played together as friends. The game was a brief escape from the horrors of war, a moment of joy and laughter. Germans and Britons united by a simple game, their laughter echoing across the battlefield. The sound of their joy was a stark contrast to the usual sounds of gunfire and explosions. It was a moment that would be remembered by all who witnessed it. The truce was not official, not sanctioned by the High Command. It was a grassroots effort, initiated by the soldiers themselves. Despite the orders from above, they chose to lay down their arms and embrace peace, if only for a short time. It was a spontaneous act of humanity, a testament to the power of hope and compassion in the face of adversity. The soldiers exchanged gifts, shared food, and sang carols together. They found common ground in their shared experiences and their desire for peace. For a brief time, the soldiers on both sides remembered their shared humanity. They were no longer enemies, but fellow human beings. They shared stories, laughed together, and found solace in each other's company. They were not just soldiers, but sons, brothers, fathers. They had families waiting for them back home, and dreams of a future beyond the war. The truce gave them a chance to remember who they were and what they were fighting for. They were young men who longed for peace. The Christmas truce was a brief respite from the violence, a moment of humanity in the midst of war. It was a reminder that even in the darkest times there is always hope. Private Henry Williamson, a young British soldier, later wrote about the truce. He described the football match, the laughter, the camaraderie. He said it was like a dream, a moment of joy in a nightmare. He never forgot the humanity he witnessed that Christmas day. For many soldiers, the truce was a turning point. They had seen the enemy's face, shared a laugh, a song, a game. It made it harder to go back to the killing. They had glimpsed a different reality, one where peace was possible. Sadly, the truce was short-lived. The guns fell silent for only a day. The following day, the fighting resumed, the war machine grinding on. The truce was never officially recognized. Some commanders tried to suppress the story, fearing it would undermine the war effort. But the soldiers who were there, they carried the memory of that Christmas truce in their hearts. They knew that even in the darkest of times, humanity could shine through. They knew that peace, however fleeting, was possible. The Christmas truce of 1914 stands as a powerful symbol of peace and hope. It reminds us that even in the midst of conflict, humanity endures. It reminds us that our common bonds run deeper than our differences. The story of the Christmas truce has been told and retold, inspiring generations. It is a reminder that peace is not just a dream, but a possibility. It is a call to remember our shared humanity, to strive for understanding and compassion, and to work towards a world where such truces are not fleeting moments, but the norm.